Alrighty, for turn 3, I noticed that I was not able to keep him off his land in either game, so we're not going to worry about his land. We're going to worry about his responses. In that case, we're taking out 7 pieces of land destruction. We're going to do Thrun. We're going to try and keep them on open for permanent blockers. We're going to feed the clan, try and give us life. We're going to Sudden Shock to try and kill the Grimflayer when we can, and or a Tarmogoyf add to it. We're going to dismember the Tarmogoyf also if we can. This also works for Liliana's as well.
Alright, well as for me, I'm on the draw this game, so Collective Brutality becomes slightly worse. I have a lot of 2s in my deck. And again, just killing his turn 1 mana guy is very important, so we're going to swap out one of the Brutalities for the Fatal Push. And again, try to just keep him off his mana because that is how we lose the match. Get ready, I guess. Good luck, sir.
Good luck.
Well, if the gig wasn't up before, it would be now. They feed the clans coming in.
I've tried to play against Abzan keeping the Stone Rains in and just moving the Acid Moss, but it honestly does not seem to matter you losing 1 land versus my possibly being able to Sudden Shock an early threat.
I'll be curious to see how things play out the way your sideboard is again. It's not a typical sideboard, I would argue, for this matchup, but we'll see. It could be effective. You on the play?
Alright, I'm going to keep this simply because the interaction between these 2 cards, followed up by this one and this, seems to be a relevant thing.
This hand is not the best positioned. This land is a little awkward, and the curve is not necessarily set in stone, but I think it is powerful enough, and there's enough interaction that we want to keep this. Go ahead.
Go.
Alright, no guy on turn 1 is helpful for us. It makes our play a lot easier, I think. We're going to definitely lead off with this. So we're going to go to 19, fetching a basic swamp to play around Blood Moon as much as possible. There you go. And we'll go to 17 and Thought Seize You. Alright, at least we all know there's a Blood Moon in the hand as well as other powerful cards. This hand is very good against us, unfortunately. But based on what's going on in the game, I think that the most problematic card here is actually going to be the Primal Command, so we're going to take that. So 1 card we cannot interact with once it's in play, or once it's game cast.
We'll crack and fetch at the end of your turn.
Again, this game is going to be rather difficult. He has a pretty powerful hand here. But hopefully with the all the different interaction we have in our hand, we're able to maybe keep him all balanced enough to somehow squeak this one out. This is where we hope he doesn't play Simian Spirit Guide, because that would be problematic.
Alright, untap. Keep draw.
And 19 to 17.
That's a relevant thing. So we will. And we will pass.
Alright, we'll draw. That is not a bad draw step at all, based on we know what's in his hand. We're going to go ahead and play Inquisition of Kozilek, targeting him. And we are going to take the only legal target, the Blood Moon, which is also the card we want to take, so that works out for us. We'll play Stirring Wildwood and pass the turn.
IOK is a broken card. Good. Let's see. Do this. We'll do this. And we will pass.
Alright. We will draw a card. That is unfortunate we didn't get to draw the land we needed for this hand, but that's fine. We get to still play... well, based on we know what's in his hand, we know this is probably not going to make it, but I think we need to play it anyway. So we'll go ahead and play a Scavenging Ooze and pass the turn.
We will Sudden Shock that Scavenging Ooze.
That is fine. He did. That is unfortunate. Go ahead.
Also, at the end of your turn, we will crack.
Okay. So we need to draw another land, otherwise this game is going to be very hard to win.
Let's go ahead and do this, since the chances of my catching another Blood Moon are relatively low. Although, having said that, I have drawn it.
Well, even so, he has at least 1 green mana, so his hands would be mostly functional for the most part, even if he did Blood Moon here. And there's enough basic force, I assume, in the deck that he could probably draw one. Alright.
Alright, untap, keep, draw. That is actually a bad thing, considering my hand. So we will have to work around this, otherwise we will be sad pandas. We will lay down a land for turn, we will crack it, we will grab for a basic forest.
Yep. Alright.
And amusingly enough, although I said I never draw it, or I could draw it, I did in fact draw a Blood Moon.
That is unfortunate.
We have these 2 cards left, so these are relevant, and we will pass.
Alright, I will draw. That is actually not the worst draw in our deck. It allows us to at least cast some cards in our hand. So we will go ahead and attempt to cast a Liliana of the Veil.
You have a Lily.
We will plus it to 4 and make us both discard a card.
That makes me a sad panda.
I think at this point that these 2 cards basically do the same thing, and I think the second copy of this is relevant. So we're going to discard this card.
So I have a choice. I can do an absolute threat, but he will just go ahead and
No, we would actually choose to discard this card.
-3 it.
Because we need to hope to draw out of this.
Yeah, Liliana has a problem because anything that I put out, he can make me sacrifice a creature. So this would not be a good play with that in view. So we will discard Thron.
Alright, I'll discard a Fatal Push and pass the turn.
Untap.
The Fatal Push is not worth a lot in this spot anyway, so I think it's fine getting rid of it based on the other cards in our hand.
We will cast a Chandra instead.
Sure.
We will plus up to 5. We will. Storm Breath is a bad thing to see.
That's fine. That's exiled.
It's exiled. You take 2.
Okay, I will take 2 damage.
I don't know how you keep putting every time your deck facing the wrong way. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We'll draw. That is not a very good draw on this spot, unfortunately. Well, we will continue, I guess. We'll play this in hopes that one day it will be useful. I will plus Liliana of the Veil. We will discard a card. I will discard this card. Alright, pass the turn.
Tap, upkeep, draw. We will land for turn. That is a mountain. We will plus up Chandra and hopefully get a decent card. That is a decent card. We will Baloth for 4. We will gain 4 life, putting us at 24.
You fetch 3 times, so I believe you'll be at
21. And I will pass.
Alright. Draw. Card is not very good in this spot. I will go ahead and make you sacrifice the Baloth.
Baloth sacrificed.
And I'll pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm in a bad spot at this point because of Liliana. Untap, upkeep. We will draw. We will lay a land for turn. We will plus up for the exile effect on Chandra.
Sure.
We will do 2 damage to you and pass turn.
I was going to add exile. I will get 15. We'll draw.
Yep.
That's not the best draw on this spot, but that is fine. I will plus Liliana of the Veil, and I will go ahead and discard this copy of Grim Flare, and I will go ahead and play Shambling Vent and pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. This is not a bad card. However, let us plus up to Chandra. Actually, half a second. Let me think about that for a second. I would love to be able to keep Chandra up for another one. So I have a choice whether to keep Chandra up and use its ability to start. Yeah, I think that's probably the better way. I would love to be able to keep Chandra up and keep doing what she's doing. So we will emblem
Okay.
Chandra,
That is unfortunate.
which may be our only hope for winning this game.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling I made a mistake. I probably should have kept that Chandra up, but it is what it is. So we will cast Primal Command.
Sure.
We will trigger your emblem. We will hit you and redirect it at Lily to kill it.
Sure.
Focus on the Primal Command. I will I will definitely search my library for a creature. The debating thing is do I sack his library, knowing that he's got Scavenging Oozes and Grim Flayers. 19 life?
Yeah, 21.
21. Well, since I am at such high life, I think I will go ahead and make him reshuffle his graveyard and his library, because I don't know if he's got...
Okay. Is that what you're doing?
That is what I'm doing. You can have your library. I'm going to get a creature. Unfortunately, it gives him his options back, but if he happens to draw into a Grim Flayer, I am a sad panda. We will get an Inferno Titan.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird way.
Oh, this is really bad for us. We have at least one very good draw step in the deck. Other ones a little bit less so. It's going to take a lot to come back from this spot, but we're not completely out of it yet.
So if he draws a Lily and gets rid of this, that's a problem. But we'll see.
All right. Anything else?
Just putting my deck right.
Mm-hmm. My turn?
Your turn.
All right, we'll draw. Okay, that card does not really matter, but luckily we have this card. That's it.
That's what I thought.
I will plus to make us both discard.
And that is irritating.
Pass the turn.
Actually, I should have grabbed a Bailoff with that in mind. I absolutely should have grabbed a Bailoff. That is my misplay. Draw. Oh. We will Stormwrath Dragon. My deck appears to be working for me today.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger on the emblem. Kill the Lily.
Sure.
Move to combat.
Mm-hmm. I will take 4 and go to 11, I believe.
Yes. Pass turn.
All right. So the odds are looking a little bit slower for us every time. We will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Mm-hmm.
Draw for turn. We will land.
Mm-hmm.
We will put 7 into my pool. We will monstrous the Stormbreath Dragon.
All right. I'm going to take 2 damage.
That does not count towards my emblem, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I will then move to attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'll swing for 7.
I will take that and go to 2.
Pass turn.
All right. We'll draw. And we cannot play that card, so we're just going to see the game.
All right. Yeah, I should have grabbed the Bailoff, knowing that you had more lilies and crap. I should have grabbed the Bailoff, and that way that would have worked in my favor.
I would argue that you had a plethora of resources to win that game.
So, you see the Sudden Shock did work? At least
I wouldn't say it worked. It
was useful.
I guess. The Blood Moon was useful.
Oh, yeah, Blood Moon was always useful. We're not talking about the Blood Moon, we're talking about the
Well,
Sudden
I mean, I'm talking about the cards that actually won. It definitely wasn't a Sudden Shock.